What's good, y'all? We're continuing one of my favorite series, One from Every Team. Today we're doing the best bench player from every team. This is not necessarily the sixth man, but a guy that I think off the bench of every NBA team that helps his team succeed night in and night out. I really like this series because I'm watching so much basketball every night, and this is a way for me to give shine to teams that maybe not a lot of people are talking about, or the exact opposite. You know, throw a little shade at some teams that deserve it. So let's get right into it with the first one. Now, the guy I have for the 76ers is TJ Mcconnell, a very underrated player, a player that's not going to outshoot you, a player that's not going to be more athletic than you, but a guy that gives it all every single night. He is a hound. He reminds me of like another version of Matthew Dellavedova when Matthew Dellavedova was in Cleveland. He's going to get under your skin. He's going to do the small things. He's going to make the right pass, and his mid-range jumper is actually one of the best in the league. So he has earned himself a spot in that rotation for a team that's competing to make the playoffs. So shout out to TJ. So the Bucks. Now, I feel bad for you Bucks fans because y'all basically just watched Jabari Parker sit out an entire calendar year. The night before he's supposed to come back from his torn ACL, Malcolm Brogdon gets injured, so y'all can't catch breaks with injuries. But your best bench player is Malcolm Brogdon. He did accept the role of being the backup PG once the Eric Bledsoe trade happened, and well, he plays pretty well. There's some games where he's in the crunch time lineup, depending on if he's hot or not. He's just a guy that seems like he'll be okay with whatever role as long as his team is winning. Hopefully he gets well soon, and we can finally see the 100% healthy Bucks team, because y'all have not seen it. Friday was the first time Chris Middleton, Jabari Parker, and Giannis have all played in the game together. That is crazy. 3 of your top players. That is the first game that they've ever played together. Hopefully y'all get well soon. Let's move on to the next one. The Bulls. It's Bobby Portis. We just traded Nico Mirotic, and the next guy up is Bobby Portis. I've talked about him on the last One from Every Team. The dude is just the ultimate role player. He seems like he's okay with coming off the bench. Even right now, he's coming off the bench with Larry Markkinen being out. Shout out to Larry for having his first kid. If you didn't know, Larry's a dad now. Crazy. But now we inserted Paul Zipser in the start lineup, and Bobby Portis is still coming off the bench. There's some games he can go for 20, and those are the type of games we like. So Bobby Portis is our bench player. So for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's between Jeff Green and Dwayne Wade. I win Dwayne Wade for the fact that he embraced this bench role, that's something he's never done before. And in the split second, seems like he caught on, and coming off the bench hasn't been a problem with him so far. Between him and Jeff Green, I think he's the more valuable player for the team. So because of that, I went with Dwayne Wade. The Celtics. Now, I got to give a little bit more shine to Terry Rozier. I said it a week ago that Terry Rozier is a good player that doesn't get enough minutes, and then he gets 2 starts, triple-double in his first start, 31 points in his second. Don't sleep. Listen to what I be saying in these videos. But also, I still think that at this point in time, that Marcus Smart is a better player than him because of his defensive versatility. I just got an update on my phone before I record this video that the Celtics are willing to trade Marcus Smart, so we'll see how that goes. But I still think Marcus Smart is just a little bit more valuable coming off the bench than Terry Rozier, because he can defend 1s, 2s, 3s, and that's important for the Celtics, who are the #1 defense in the league. The Clippers, it's Sweet Lou. Do I need to say more? It's Lou Will. 6-man like Lou Will. He'll probably win the award again this year. Shout out to Lou Will. Let's move on to the next one now. For the Grizzlies, I picked James Ennis. Now, the Grizzlies are one of those teams that are rotating their lineups very often, where they got a lot of players off the bench that play big roles for what they're trying to do. But I think James Ennis off their bench is the most valuable one. The Hawks. It was between the rookie, John Collins, and then Marco Bellinelli. But I'm going to go with Marco Bellinelli, who's basically having the best year of his career coming off the bench for the Hawks, which made his trade value somewhat higher than what it would have been going into the season. Do not be surprised if he gets traded before February 8th and he's on a contending team shooting lights out like he has been in Atlanta. The Heat. Gotta go Wayne Ellington. The Heat are a team that you give wing players to, just like normal wing players that haven't done much in their career. And Spoelstra figures out a way to make them very valuable. And that's what he did with Wayne Ellington. There are games I'm watching when Wayne Ellington is their #1 option, where he's taking the most shots. And it's not just because he's chucking them, it's because he's making them. And that's one of the reasons why he is in the 3-point shootout. I think he's like top 5 in 3-point percentage this year. He's my sleeper pick to win a 3-point shootout. If you're listening through the wire, you already know that. But Wayne Ellington is definitely the most valuable player off their bench. And that says something, because they got a lot of players that's come off their bench that actually helps them win night in and night out. Charlotte Hornets. Now, I want to give my apologies, because last 30 team video, I think I spent like 2 seconds on the Charlotte Hornets, and that's a little bit disrespectful. But here's one of the small lights for Charlotte, and that is Jeremy Lamb, who came in when Batum was injured. I think he started like 11 out of 50 games so far, so he qualifies for this. But he's one of these small bright sides, besides of course Kemba Walker, in this Hornets organization right now, so he deserves a little bit of love. So he is their best bench player. The Jazz, it's got to go to Rodney Hood. He is trade, again, similar to some people on this list. They're making their trade value go up a little bit more after having good seasons off the bench. Rodney Hood is no exception to that. He's averaging, I think, like 15, 16 points per game, and that's pretty good. Shout out to Rodney Hood. The Kings. Yo, I think the Kings have had the most lineup possibilities in the league. Like, one night this guy's starting, the next night he's not. But I gotta go with Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield, beginning of the season, I'll admit something. I thought that Buddy Hield was gonna make a big leap after his rookie year. That he'll come into this season averaging 16, 17, 18. Didn't really happen, but he's still having a better year than last year. You know, some players need baby steps instead of one big jump, and maybe Buddy Hield's that guy. So he has been coming off the bench mostly this season. The Knicks, Beasley makes another appearance. Shout out to Beasley for basically averaging what he averages in a small amount of minutes. He doesn't even average 20 minutes per game, and maybe that's what Michael Beasley needs in his career. He don't need to be a 25 minutes per game guy. Let him average his 18 minutes per game and put up 15 points, yo. Let Beasley be Beasley. For the Lakers, it's between Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Clarkson. Kyle Kuzma has started 20 out of the 50 games, and Jordan Clarkson don't start at all. He just don't start. Even with Lonzo Ball being out, they'd rather have Tyler Ennis start, which is cool. He's a 6-man. So I think we're gonna give it to Jordan Clarkson because that is literally his role, the 6-man. And we'll give it to him. But no, that's no slack on Kuzma. Kuzma's been having an amazing rookie season. But then again, he also almost started half the games this year, so I don't know if he really qualifies. The Magic. I gotta go with Super Mario Hezonja. Again, I'm a man that makes bold predictions or say some bold things at times. And I think earlier this year I said don't be surprised if this is Mario Hezonja's last year in the NBA. Not because he's not capable, but because he's in the wrong system and because of that teams may be overlooking him in free agency market. I take it back. This year he's taken the next step. He's shooting like 48% from the field, averaging like 9 points per game, relatively in the area. And he's been playing more his game. And there's some cases in the NBA where a player gets drafted to a team, and because he's in the system, he doesn't get to play his game. Well, Mario Hezonja is starting to play his game, and his game is not going out and dropping 30, you know, that they wanted him to do with the number 5 pick. But sometimes he'll go out and give you a sweet 15. That's impressive if you ask me. The Mavericks, again, JJ Barea, who knew at 31 years old, JJ Barea be having the best year of his career. No slouch. The guys are balling. The Nets have like 4 or 5 wing players that they switch in and out, but I got to go with Karis LeVert as their best bench player. Again, with him, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, DeMarre Carroll, they just got a lot of nice wing players. Karis LeVert is still pretty young too, and I think he's one of the pieces they want to help rebuild around, and that's pretty good. Him, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, D'Angelo Russell, he's starting to ease his way back into the lineup after his injury. I think Karis LeVert is going to be a pretty good NBA player. With the Nuggets, we got to go Will Barton. Will Barton has been a candidate for 6-man of the year for like 3.5 years now, maybe even 4. Will Barton is a guy to come in the game and give you a 20 points. Sometimes he'll give you 30 off his bench. He's a less hot Lou Will, because Lou Will make 2 shots. You're like, oh, Lou Will gonna go for 30 tonight. Will Barton can be on that level with a little bit more athleticism. He'll dunk, and you know, I like Will Barton a lot. For him, it was between him and Trey Lyles, but Will Barton has been doing it for so long now that he has to get his recognition. So we got to go Will Barton. Pacers, we're going Domantas Sabonis again. With Miles Turner being out so much this year, Domantas Sabonis has stepped up. Some of the times he's not even starting, but he turned into a piece in that Paul George trade that we thought was not going to be good, and he turned into pretty good. So that's a plus. Pelicans. Now, if I were making the same video 3 days ago, the Pelicans I'd probably like skip right over, because y'all know the Pelicans don't have a bench. But now they got Nico, and no, he has not played his first game yet, but he's going to help them a lot. And I'm not sure if they're going to have him come off the bench or they're going to slide Anthony Davis to the 5. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. But let's just assume, since Nico has been a bench player for the past couple of years, he will be a bench player in New Orleans. But again, I could be wrong on that. Nico is the guy that's going to come in for them, stretch the floor, add a 3-point shooting that they don't really have, and that's going to help their team a lot. They just signed Emeka Okafor. You know, that could be good and something. I don't know. Nico's probably their best bench player, though. Pistons has got to go with Ish Smith. I understand Ish Smith has been starting as of late just because of Reggie Jackson being out. But one thing about Ish Smith is that he comes in and he is a secondary leader. You want your backup point guard to be able to slide into your point guard spot and your team be just as good. I don't know if that's the case, but if I had to put Reggie Jackson here, I got to put like Ish Smith here. So like he's not as good as Reggie Jackson, obviously, but his team is not missing that much of a beat. you know, when he's in the starting lineup. So we got to go Ish Smith. The Raptors. Shout out to my fellow Chicagoan, Fred VanVleet. All right, he's not exactly from Chicago. He's a little bit, I think, west of Chicago. But nonetheless, he is in their crunch time lineup. When I'm watching him play, I'm like, yo, he went undrafted, and now he's playing big-time minutes on the team that's trying to compete for a championship. That deserves some applause, yo. He is a hound, similar to what I said to TJ McConnell. He is a hound, and for a guard, he's just really built. He's just strong that he can guard some ones and twos. Like, usually when you have the smaller guy on you want to take him to the post, you ain't taking Fred to the post because the dude is really strong up top. Love his game. I'm going to be a fan for him for as long as he's in the league. Chicago, y'all know. Rockets, obvious choice. Eric Gordon. Do I need to say more? 6th man of the year last year. We'll leave it at that. Spurs. Do I need to say more? Y'all know who the best 6th man in Spurs history, one of the best 6th men in NBA history. Manu at 40 years old. 40 years old, still being able to play quality minutes on a team that is really good. Shout out to Manu. Who knows? He may have another 1-2 more years left in the tank. Who knows? The Suns, I'm going Trey Daniels with this one. In the past like 4 years, Trey Daniels has played for like 7 teams, including like a G League team. He's been here, there, whatever. He's found a place in Phoenix that need his skill set, which his skill set is shooting the heck out of the ball. And he's capitalizing. He's making a paycheck and he's found a home. At least I hope he's found a home. And he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Get well soon, Isaiah Cannon, since we are sitting here on the Spurs or the Suns section. Get well soon, homie. Hopefully you come back stronger than ever. OKC. Not a team that's great with the bench, the role players. Let's be honest. It's very top heavy. But Jeremy Grant playing crunch time minutes, at least the other night against the Denver Nuggets. Definitely was in the game when some bad things happened to... Shout out to Gary Harris for that shot, by the way. But he's just a guy that's versatile enough to guard wings and some bigs. And because of that, he's valuable to the team. I hope they go out and make a trade to replace Roberson for this year. I heard rumors of Avery Bradley, who really knows. But hopefully they get their replacement. Timberwolves, Tyus Jones. Do I need to say more? The Timberwolves are better with Tyus Jones on the floor than with Jeff Teague. Fact check it. I'm telling you it's fact. Now, with Damian Lillard being out for some time, he stepped to the starting rotation and helped them out. He didn't make them better, but he didn't make them worse either, which is a great, you know, if you can stay neutral without your star player, that's pretty good. But even now, he's a part of those rotations where Damian Lillard will be on the court, but not CJ, or CJ be on the court and not Damian Lillard. The other wing player is usually Bass, and that's a guy that they need. So it's got to be Napier. Warriors, Iggy is still the most valuable bench player. He's not having the best year, but his versatility is the reason why he's still on this team. Defense, can knock down a shot when you need it. Still very valuable. And last but not least, the Wizards. It's got to be Kelly Oubre. I think he's their 3rd or 4th highest scorer, behind, of course, John Wall, Bradley Beal, Otto Porter, and then you got Kelly Oubre. Great defender, good player. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, to leave it a like. For comment of the day, let me know another role player or player off your bench that I didn't mention in this video. Some teams have a great bench, so I may have missed some people. Let me know in the comment section. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.